Hi, this is Zero, and this is What If. Oh crap. Hmm, much better. Hi, this is Zero, and this is What If Deku was Iron Man Part 6. Or perhaps Part 6. Part 6. So, we left off while will be doing this, posting this video after, the Part 5. So, I won't be doing any recap for this one. So, let's start off. In the sport festival, since Izuku is the, representative of the class 1A, Izuku goes up to the stage. No, scratch that. Before that, while they're in the class 1B still comes to stand, in front of the door. Katsuki try to get out, they won't, leave. Monoma tries to, oh, what, do you think you're better than me? Type of thing that Monoma does. Katsuki simply put his hand forward and uses his cork, but this time he doesn't send an explosion, not a big one, a very small one, but the shock wave does come. With the help of Jarvis and his calculation, Katsuki's managed to learn how to, just throw the shock wave, not a full high, explosion, just the shock wave of it. So he uses that to make a space between them to, walk forward. And then Izuku and Momo and Shoto stand up and they start to move. The kids crowd up again. They said, damn, this person was strong. Monoma sees Izuku and in his arms there are two girls. Monoma gets jealous and tries to do something, but before he can even do it, the entire floor is frozen. Shoto froze the floor beneath them. And then Shoto says, now I'm gonna, wait before you. I'm gonna say this once. Lead the way or I'm gonna froze your feet to the ground. All the kids, left, made a way for them to leave except for Monoma. So before Monoma could say anything, Shota simply froze him, froze his feet. The ice came, close to his knee, in turn freezing him in place, not allowing him to do anything at all. And so Shota was shocked. Then Izuku, Momo, and Shota walked past him, and then the entire class went to their place, changed their clothes. Izuku was no longer, carrying his bag. He told All Might to, grab his bag. If something happened, throw it towards him. All Might would nod simply, and then they will go and stand in the middle of the ground. Sports court teacher and several of the kids in the sports court are looking at Izuku because they have heard of him and seen him and how he has created a unique metal that's stronger than any. And while I said in the first part, or I don't know, second, in which Izuku gave an adamantium knife to the sport course teacher, they have tried to create metal that can come even close to that kind of durability, but they were unsuccessful. But when her name, what was her name again? Just a sec. Yeah, her name was Mina. Mina is especially looking at Izuku because she tried to tell, their teacher that, tried to persuade her teacher to give her the metal so she can remake it, at least try to remake it, because she's quite interested in Izuku's technology because that's much more higher than normal technology that she has ever seen. Very high-tech technology. So she wants to, try getting her hands on it, but her teacher keeps the adamantium knife on him all the time because he pretty much, promised Izuku that he won't let any student get the hand on it because Izuku doesn't want this kind of technology in the world yet. As I said, yet. And so Mina kind of wants to get her hands on any kind of technology he drops or get destroyed, and he throws it away so she can try recreating it from scratch. She pretty much want to get her hands on that kind of high-tech technology so she can advance her own. And so that happens. Then midnight, told everyone to pretty much, uh, how the class 1A representative will be coming up to, pronounce a speech or something. So Izuku will start walk towards, the what is called, hmm, the stand, or ah, damn it, stage. Damn it, I completely forgot. I feel so damn stupid. Whatever. Let's continue. So, well, Izuku is walk up to the stage. Several of the Class B students and sport course are looking at him because they have heard of him. The strongest, and the big three are also looking at him because as I have said, the strongest student. They call Izuku the strongest student in UA itself, even stronger than the big three. And the big three kind of test the theory out, especially Mina, Minima, or no, Mirio Chokuragi wants to test this theory that how strong he is. And Nejire Hiro is kind of just curious about him, how she is. And Tamakira, and Tamakira just is too shy to care about it. The Then Izuku goes to the stage. He tells his speech how everyone should try their best. He just says that. Then Monoma says, "Is that supposed to be you're trying to just those two words because you're so better than us?" Izuku would simply look at Monoma and say, "Who even are you? Who are you?" He simply says that. He said, "I am Minima. Yeah, I'm Minima. More Minima. Naruto Minima." I can't pronounce his first name. Damn it. Or I don't know his last name or first name. Whatever. I can't pronounce that thing. I will probably butcher it beyond comprehension. And so, Izuku then gets off the stage and goes down. He pretty much completely ignored Monoma because Monoma is Monoma. No one likes Monoma. I like Monoma, but class 1A, they see Monoma as different, kind of idiotic, if I might add. Well, whatever. So, then the sport. First, they will have the race. Shoto will still freeze everyone, but this time the ice is much more harder. But Izuku, Kurashima, Katsuki, and Momo are not even freeze because they kind of knew she will do that, and their reaction times are much more higher than everyone else. They naturally jumped up and started running. Izuku is first, Kurashima is third, Katsuki is second, uh, Momo is also third. Momo and Kurashima is kind of tying for the third because both of the cores cannot be used to increase their speed. And then behind them, Shoto is coming with her full speed. Shoto passed Momo and Kurashima, and now she's battling for the second place with with Katsuki. Izuku is far more too ahead of them to even thinking of passing him, and all four of them know that they can't pass him, so they are fighting for the second and third place with all their might. And several of the teachers are shocked, because including Aizawa itself, because the speed Momo and Kuroshima are showing is much more higher than what they did while he had this core assessment test much more higher. And then he just thinks they are hanging around Izuku a lot. Izuku is the reason why they are almost inhuman. And then President Mike asks, all five of them are literally at the literally at the peak. Their reaction time was so fast. They easily jump off the ice while it was freezing everyone, and looking at their running speed, and so they are inhumane. What kind of quirk do they have? Then Aizawa tells them that Momo is much more, little bit ahead of Koroshima because she has more training than Koroshima, and she's a lot more stronger in that fact. But she's not using her stamina to run as fast as Koroshima is. Koroshima is going all out to run as fast as he can, but Momo is holding back because if something happened where she has to use a lot of her stamina for that, she's kind of not going all out right now. Uh, so Aizawa tells them that Momo has creation quirk and Koroshima has hardening quirk. Uh, Katsuki has explosion quirk, and Shoto over there has half and half quirk, ice and fire. And then President will have what's the quirk of that's going in front of everyone. He will say he has two quirks actually. One is called creation, and the other is called extremus. It basically makes him superhumanly strong, fast, pretty fast. It also grants him pretty high regeneration capability to what I have heard of him saying. President I would say those five are gonna make a great heroes someday because all of them are running so fast. And then all other class 1A start to leave forward, but this time it doesn't got the chance to get behind Momo and stick on her back with his sticky balls. So Mineta was actually running this time, and class 1A is much ahead of everybody else. So class B is pissed that the class 1A is so ahead of them. They will try their best to run as fast as they can, but it won't be enough. In short form, Izuku got first, uh, Todoroki got second, Katsuki got third, uh, what was her? Momo got fourth, and Koroshima got fifth, and then everyone else. Who cares about them? Then since Izuku is first, well, Izuku got the most points. Everything will go the same as canon. So yeah, in Izuku's team there is Momo, Shoto, and what was his name again? Just a sec, let me see. Uh, Tokiyami. Yeah, Tokiyami. Momo is on the top while Izuku is on the front. On Izuku's right side of right side of Izuku's back is Shoto, and on his left side of his back is Tokiyami, because his dark shadow can cover that area. And so Katsuki made his own team with Koroshima, because Koroshima and Katsuki are thing because they are best friends. And so pretty much Izuku wins, then Katsuki comes, because several of the pro heroes are shocked that the girl that was second, she went with the one who was first. Are they dating or something? That's what some of the pro heroes and normal people are seeing or thinking. Shoto's brother and sisters are also watching it, and they think, is she dating someone? Then Endeavor would be there as well, because her brother and sister were there also there to see her do well, and they're like, yeah, she is the guy. And the other girl, Momo, her name is, she's also dating the guy. Shoto's sister would like, she's the guy she's with is dating two girls at the same time, and I would just nod. And her brother would say, if he hurts her, I will beat him. And I would like, don't even try to his son would be like, what do you mean, Dad? He's too strong. he will look at his dad. Did he beat you, dad? He would be like, yeah. And Dabba they say this in pretty low voice, but his children heard that. So his son and his daughter has a smug on their faces. They're trying their best not to laugh because a kid beat their father, and who's a number two pro hero because All Might still is a hero, and All Might still has as much one for all as he did when he was fighting one for all. But I would say he even have more of it because All Might does not have to spend one for all while he's fighting low level villains. He can just use the Extremis capability because Extremis itself grants you superhuman strength and speed. So yeah, he doesn't have to use too much one for all. And so uh, then the sport festival will have the next round, the third and last round in which they have to fight. Momo will still fight, Tokuyami, and Momo will win this time because Momo used flash grenades that Izuku taught her how to create, and her superhuman strength, speed, and reflexes to, over maneuver Kuroshima. Oh no, Tokuyami. Damn it, I said Kuroshima by mistake. Sorry about that. And so, Momo would win. Then the next fight would be uh, between Katsuki and Araka. Katsuki would simply say, just give up, you can't beat me. Uraka would be like, I still have to try. Then Katsuki would run towards Uraka at blinding speeds for her because she hasn't trained physically at all. Then he will simply palm her in the stomach at the same time using his shockwave attack to create more shockwave, and she will be thrown out of the ring. This time he didn't went too ham on her like he did in the original. He just used shockwave to throw her out. Uraka would be sad, but then Katsuki would come towards Uraka and give her a hand to pick her up. So there's that. And so the next fight is between Shoto and Izuku. Izuku will jump down the ring, and then Shoto would come. Shoto would say, I won't hold back. Izuku would say, I would. And then Shoto would run towards, Izuku with insanely high speeds and create a sword out of ice and try to slash Izuku downwards. Izuku simply sidesteps, created a knife and cut her ice sword in half by adding Extremis with his knife. He can do that now. But he can't do too much of it because otherwise the metal will start to melt. But since aluminium's melting point is quite high, so yeah, it won't melt that easily. It basically is quite hot enough to cut through butter easily. It can cut through butter easily as well, but adding with adamantium can actually cut through ice very easily. Adding the little bit of fire with his Extremis, it's much more easier for him to cut through things. And so Izuku will cut through things and then punch Shoto in the stomach very hard. She will go flying, but before she can go outside, she will use her eyes to create a wall behind her to stop her. And then she will create a fireball and throw it at Izuku. Izuku easily tanks it because fire does not have any effect on it. Izuku would say, you wanna use fire, huh? Izuku was Extremis and use his flame breath towards Shoto, but his flame is not as strong as Shoto because he can't train it. It's just something that he gets from Extremis naturally. So yeah, but Shoto's flame would easily overpower Izuku's flame. Izuku would dodge because he don't want his clothes to get disintegrated. Then Izuku would run towards Shoto at almost blinding speeds, and so Izuku pretty much kicks Shoto in her leg to lose her balance, but before she can fall, she uses ice, the same thing that she used against the tape guy. And yeah, she fought the tape guy I completely forgot her name. Zero. Yes, Saro or Zero. You get the gist of it. She already fought and she did the same thing what she did in the canon. She tried to do the same to Izuku as well, but Izuku pretty much punches the ice, breaking it. He's not using one for all yet. He's just using Extremis because his Extremis has gotten a lot more stronger thanks to him training to make it more stronger than what it originally was. And so Shoto would simply just say cha, the task, because she can't beat Izuku like that. So she will start go with Izuku in hand-to-hand combat, and when this happens, several of the heroes are shocked because that kind of hand-to-hand combat, the speed that they are going at it, and the techniques, the proper balance that they have of the fighting of them using hand-to-hand combat is quite high. They are almost like professional hand-to-hand combat user. Then Izuku will create a knife and slashes towards Shorter. What Shorter would dodge and make an ice pillar between to stab Izuku's hand. Izuku will able to stop the ice flow, but Izuku will lose the blade. Shorter will jump, pick up the blade, and attack Izuku with it. Then Izuku will create a knife, and both of them are now having a knife fight. Shorter would say, "You dropped that knife on purpose, didn't you?" Izuku would say, "Yeah, I guess, because your ice is not strong enough to compare against adamantium, I guess." Shorter would be like, "Damn it." Then Shorter would add ice with her knife to make it long sword and slash towards Izuku, while Izuku was expecting knife slash, a sword slash would occur, and it would cut Izuku. And Izuku, several of the people would be gasp, several of the heroes will also gasp. They will think Izuku would bleed, but in front of their eyes, the wound start to heal pretty quickly. Izuku would say, I guess I should go all out. Then Izuku would just vanish, appear behind Shoto. And then, as soon as Shoto, moves back to do something, Izuku is not there. Izuku is in front of Shoto, but she would be without moving back. Then Izuku would simply palm Shoto into the stomach. And then she will lose all of her air in her lungs. Then Izuku would simply karate chop her, making her go unconscious, and then grab her before she can fall down. Midnight is so shocked at the level of power, the speed, and the technique, and he was able to heal as well. And so Midnight would say Izuku Midoriya wins. Izuku would smirk and go towards the way students are sitting. And so few of the medics would come to look at Shoto. Izuku said, "Don't worry, it's not any damage. I only knocked her out." But the medics would not, because they know of Izuku, because Izuku did talk to the recovery girl quite a lot. Because she's quite interesting in how did he make something like this capable to regenerate faster. Because All Might did told recovery girl, because recovery girl already know about One for All, and so. But before he told her, he didn't ask Izuku's permission. Izuku says, "Yeah, sure." So she knows about it. She just tells her students or other co-workers to just don't bother with it. All of them would nod. Then while recovery girl is going back to her room, Shoto would wake up. She would say, "I lost her." It's good to simply kiss Shoto on the lips and say, "No, you win in my heart." She would blush. Then Izuku and Shoto would go to the stands. Momo would say, "Great fight." Then the next fight was Momo and Katsuki. Momo would sit up and start to walk towards the arena. Katsuki would too. Katsuki is not taking Momo lightly, because he knows of that she trained with Izuku much more. Even if I have an advantage with my explosion quirk, she can create something to hurt me much badly. When they start fighting, as soon as they start, Izuku use the explosion to run towards uh, Momo much faster. But to shock off his aunt, Momo already created a grenade. She pulled the pin and threw it towards Katsuki. Katsuki was running so fast that he couldn't stop. So the flash grenade was quite close to him when it went off. It completely disorientated him. Then Momo created a, you know, shotgun, a pump action shotgun with rubber bullets. Some of the heroes were shocked. Is that a shotgun? Then President Mike would ask, Aizawa, is that shotgun? She could hurt someone. Aizawa would like, no, she won't hurt someone. That's probably laced with, just rubber bullets to, give someone a huge punch. Then President Mike would nod. Then Momo will, pull the shotgun back to reload it, and then she will fire it at Katsuki while he was, disoriented, and she will hit Katsuki in the knee, hurting it. And then she will reload again pretty fast and shoot Katsuki in the other knee. Then she will reload to, shoot Katsuki in his stomach. But before she can, Katsuki would use explosion to create a smoke screen and, get back to recover. While that happened, Momo created two more bullets and reloaded her shotgun with them, which she just used two bullets. And then Momo creates a smoke grenade and pulls the pin. As soon as the smoke screen is gone, you can see Momo holding something huge, and he realizes what it is. Momo pulls the pin and throws it down, and it starts to spin pretty rapidly and throwing black smoke around the place pretty fast. Then Momo would create a gas mask and night vision or heat vision goggles. Then Katsuki would, use his explosions to get as back as he can. He will be almost at the end of the arena, and then President will say, if she's using a smoke screen, how is she supposed to, find her opponent? Then Aizawa would say, the thing she wore on her face and then on her eyes. President Mike would note, and Aizawa would say, there is probably a, heat signature kind of thing on her eyes that she put on, so she can still track Katsuki. And this will kind of surprise several of the heroes. They will think that's pretty tactical kind of mind she has. She can literally beat any kind of several of the villains like this with her, shotgun and her rubber bullets. That must have quite hurt. But then Aizawa would also say that she don't just know how to create rubber bullets, she also knows how to create real bullets, and she will not hesitate to use them. President Mike will like, what do you mean? Then Aizawa would say she's with him, Izuku. He was like the guy who got the first in everything. Aizawa would nod yes, and I'm pretty sure he have taught her how to use weapons to be a completely lethal or non-lethal way as well. President would like, why lethal one? Then Aizawa would say simply, what Izuku is like that if there is a villain who is too strong, too dangerous to be walking alive or being captured, then Aizawa just signed by using a finger and scratching his neck. You get the gist of it. Kill. And this kind of shocked Aizawa, President Mike, and several other heroes that picked up on the gesture of it. Civilians did not. Very few did who have military kind of training and other things. Police officer did, several of the pro heroes did, and so they realized that she will kill if it, if the situation calls for, because heroes does not kill in their eyes, but not in Izuku's, because Izuku has seen as Iron Man lot of stuff, lot of people die, heroes that kills, especially Wolverine. He kills a lot of people, a lot of people That's not even to say the least. Then Wolverine. I should create something with the Wolverine and Izuku as well. Huh? Well, I got off the track, and so before she found. Then we go to Momo's outlook. She found Katsuki at the edge of the ring. She aimed and fired at it, but unknown to her, Katsuki was also charging something. Both of them fired their stuff at the same time. Katsuki fired a huge shock wave to get rid of the smoke because he knows what the smoke can do, because Katsuki did went through a small amount of tactical training. Momo went much more higher level of technical training. So the shock wave would disperse all the smoke at the same time. A very thick rubber bullet will come, hit the shock wave and slow down quite a lot. It won't slow down enough that Katsuki was able to dodge it. The smoke would be clear and Momo would be standing right there, and Momo would say shit. Katsuki was using high speed explosions to run go as fast as towards Momo as much he can, because he didn't want to give her time to reload. She was reloading at the time, putting the club back to reload, how you should do with the shotguns. So when she loaded, Katsuki was close to her, very close. His face was pretty much 3 inches away from the barrel. She fires. Katsuki, moves back and uses his right hand to explode, to completely spin and hit the gun. The gun went flying. And then Katsuki simply put both of his feet on Momo's stomach and fire explosion from his hand to create more shock. As he did, he kicked with both of his legs, pushed Momo as far as he can with the help of explosions. And Momo didn't went too much flying because she was in the center of the stage. She went almost close to the edge, but she was able to get her balance. But before she can get up, Katsuki's hand was about few steps away from her, and then Katsuki used the shockwave to completely throw her off the ring. In return, Katsuki win, and several of the heroes are quite impressed with Katsuki's technique and Momo's tactical training and intelligence. And Momo's father was watching from his office, and he's quite shocked because Momo has never created guns before. Momo never created guns because she thought it was too dangerous, but looks like meeting the guy means Izuku, has changed her. Then the main fight would happen. The fight between Katsuki and Izuku. Not the main fight, it's normal fight still. Momo lost, but she's quite happy because she almost got Katsuki. And if Katsuki didn't knew that the smoke, with this smoke you can detect people with infrared heat signature, she would have won. So yeah. So that happened. Momo says, damn it, I've won, but next time I'll beat you. Katsuki would be like, of course you will. I only won because I knew what the smoke was capable of. She would be like, yeah, I guess so. Both of us have gone through the same tactical training. And this thing, quite a lot of people would heard this. Aiza will also heard this, she was kind of not, saying it under her breath. People who were concentrating, and people who are heroes, they can, hear much better than normal people. So yeah, they heard that and they will think same kind of tactical training. Aiza was thinking, just what kind of training are you putting them through, Izuku? And Aizawa said that under his breath, and his mic was off. Present Mike will, heard this. He will turn off his mic and ask, what do you mean, Aizawa? Aizawa said, all, both of them, and Shoto and Kuroshima have been trained by Izuku. Just what kind of training did he put them through to get them at that level so quickly? Present, like, what do you mean? Momo was not this strong about 3 weeks ago. And Katsuki wasn't this calm, calculative, and strong a week ago. He's putting them through pretty harsh training to get them so strong so quickly. Uh, President Mike would know. Then, Kuroshima's fight would happen with his, double ganger with a steel quirk. What was his name again? You got the gist. I can't spell that thing. I won't be able to spell it. I know it. When they have their, arm wrestling, uh, Kuroshima wins quite easily this time because he has superhuman strength, speed, as well as his, hardening quirk. And so there's that. And so then they will have fight between Katsuki and Izuku. Izuku is standing at the end, and Katsuki is standing on the other end. Everyone can feel the tension that, and then as soon as they said go, Katsuki uses full power, but much more faster than what he went with, Momo and Oraka, because this time he's going as further as he can, even if it hurts his bones, because he knows thanks to the super soldier serum he can heal faster. So he runs towards Izuku with blinding speeds, put his hand forward and use as big of a explosion as he can. Several of the people are shocked, like, is he trying to kill him? So the hero tries to do something to stop them. All Might just puts his hand up. There's no point, he's fine. The other heroes were like, what do you mean he's fine? He would be hurt. Then Endeavor would say, I would bet he's completely unscathed. Then the smoke clears because Katsuki uses both of his hands to create as big of an explosion as he can. And when the smoke is gone, Izuku is shirtless, but you can see his ripped, chiseled body. And you can see he's completely, scratchless. And several of the heroes looks at, All Might and Endeavor. They said, do you know them? Do you know him? And they'll say, yeah, we know him, sadly. The sadly part only, Endeavor says. Few heroes picked up on that, but they didn't, pry too much in it. Then Izuku would start to, glow. The lines would start to appear of extremis. When that happened, Katsuki, jumps back, flips back to create distance between them. And then Izuku says, I'll use that. Then Izuku's shoe gets burned off, and his underneath of his feet are glowing pretty fast. And then Izuku vanishes and appear behind, Katsuki. But everyone can see the footsteps that Izuku took. They are, burned into the concrete. Something similar to what Fire Force does, with the, devil feet or something like that. But Izuku can go even faster than that. And as soon as Izuku gets behind Katsuki realizes he effed up. Izuku pretty much, elbows Katsuki behind his neck, making him go completely unconscious in an instant. And everyone is shocked, including All Might itself, because the speed Izuku used, the technique Izuku used, kind of was too great for even All Might. All Might was using one for all to, persuade Izuku's movement, because when his shoes burned off, All Might realized he was about to do something too great. So he activated his one for all to the maximum power just in his, ocular part to increase his perception speed. But he could barely see Izuku. His speed was too fast. He was just too damn fast. And so then Izuku Midoriya wins the sport festival. Izuku gets first, Katsuki gets second, Shoto gets third. They get their medals, but this time Katsuki was not, chained down, because as I said, Katsuki is much more calmer, because now he can reach greater heights with his power, and now he's part of something big, something bigger than just heroes. And so this will be the end of this video, part 6 of Deku vs Iron Man. So thank you for watching, and if you want, Naruto, banished part, it will be coming after, 5 or 2 hours. So see ya.